What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 44th episode of the Envision Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Brad's Gaming. As always, I'm joined by Clown Show
Hello, everyone.
and Triple Bravo.
Howdy, folks.
So this week's episode, we are going to be discussing garbage games that we've played for only one reason, one specific reason, whatever it is that you've come up with. So we've all made a little bit of a list, and we're going to go through these. I think it's pretty simple enough, you know? So Bravo, I know you got a pretty decent size list. Let's hear one of yours.
All right, number one, because I can't hate on these goofballs enough. It's multiple games in one, so I don't have to talk about it for forever. But essentially, 9 out of 10 Warhammer games are absolute garbage. But the Warhammer community is so invested into the game and the lore and the setting that we just keep buying them for some reason. So like I personally own Warhammer 40k Inquisitor, Space Hulk Deathwing, and the Horus Heresy Legions card game. I would play none of those at all if it wasn't for the 40k lore. Like Inquisitor, absolutely terribly balanced, and like has all kinds of bugs. Like you can literally like win the game if you just get a hammer and hold right click because it's a spinning attack that never stops. So you just see an enemy and you just spin around it and kill it. And that if you wanted, that could be the whole game. So you literally have to like taper your gameplay to make it somewhat difficult. And then Space Hulk is like a rip and tear Vermintide kind of game. Terribly balanced again. And the Legion's card game, it's honestly not that bad, but I'm not a card game guy, so that's the only reason I really play it, is to get like the card art, like, because I'm reading the books in order, right? There's over 80 books, so like I see a card and I'm like, oh, that's Nathaniel Garrow, like that guy is really cool looking, and now I can put like a face to a name. That's the entire reason I play the card game. So there's that one. What about you, Brad?
All right, so I'm gonna go literally off of what you just said for the card game, and my game that I chose, the only reason why I played it was because of Hearthstone, which is World of Warcraft.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't play MMOs at all personally. Just not my kind of game style. Never really been a big fan of them. And essentially how they hooked me in was, at the time there were no cosmetics really in Hearthstone. Like we're talking 6 years ago, maybe even longer. There were maybe 2 cosmetics in the game, maybe 3. And then this was a paladin skin for the hero. And paladin is my favorite class. So the way you got the skin was you created a character and got to level 20 through like a free to play account. And then I think 20 is the max you can get to for free. Right. And then when you get to 20, they want you to pay the subscription or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's their way of trying to rope you in. It took me way too long to get to level 20. Like way longer than I wished. And it was not fun at all. I hated it. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Now there were some cool things like seeing where the cards stemmed from, like going to fight Hogger, and I seen this card in the game, stuff like that, kind of similarly to what you were saying. But
Yeah.
other than that, I honestly, I know why people play it, but I would never.
Do you? Why do people play it? I don't know.
Because they like MMOs. I don't know.
They hate their lives, I guess.
Yeah, they just
like nostalgia. It's all nostalgia. Yeah. They played it as kids. They had nothing else to play, and they're just burning the nostalgia fuel still.
Sure. Maybe when you're like deeper into it and you've got like a group of friends that play it all together, you got the clans and whatnot, you do like the PvP.
All right,
I'm sure there's something in there.
That's a good official answer. Probably correct.
Yeah.
I just like to shit on WoW.
Well, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
Joe, let's hear one of yours.
Yeah, so I didn't know we were doing like a list system for this, but I'm able to fill in some blanks. So the game I was coming into intending to talk about was Smite, and it is without a doubt the worst game I've ever played, but also the game I've played the most in my life by far. And the reason I say that it's like a garbage game is because balance is always a train wreck. Um, I originally came from League of Legends in like season 1, season 0 of League, and was off and on with that. Switched over to Smite and fell in love with it. And if you know me, I like archer characters and pretty much any fantasy type game. So I strayed towards the archers, and there's a bunch of cool archers. And it's all based on deities of different religions, which I find super interesting. And it's historically based, which I love history.
Mm-hmm.
And they put it all into this game, and I'm like, oh, this is like the coolest concept that could ever be had. And then you play the game and you're like, why do I do this to myself? The community is god awful. It doesn't get better. Like, oh, League is like, oh, it sucks at this light rank and this rank, and then once you get up here, it calms down. It doesn't do that in Smite. It just is words I don't want to use
Mm-hmm.
at all times. But realistically, like the god design for the different characters and all the skins are all really, really good. It's just there's so much wrong that they just refuse to fix. And I hope they end up selling the IP. It's
Yeah.
Bravo has some feelings about this too. I can see it in his eyes.
It's funny because I'm just going to read you my second game, word for word, what my notes say. Smite. Gods and Pantheons, period. Great concept, period. Terrible execution, period. Everything Joe said is true, and we're all dumber for it, okay? It's just, I have 440 hours in Smite somehow. Still have no idea how to play it because there's not any online support. The community doesn't know what the heck they're doing. And every single game I play, I'm just like, Joe, what's my next item? And he goes, da da. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's this item. I have no idea why I'm doing it. The UI is terrible. All that stuff is terrible. I just play the game because I can play as, different gods and cool magical creatures. What's not to like?
I absolutely love that you're like got 440 hours in this, and I have no idea how to play the game.
I legit of course I took like a pretty long break, so I'm like, how do I do this again? Oh yeah,
What
okay.
abilities?
Yeah.
Like, what
I
abilities?
I
Oh,
honestly
man.
still feel like a noob because like I got back in the game and I'm playing and I was like, I might as well just play ranked just to play, and I couldn't because they changed the way like the requirements to get into ranked. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just play these other characters then. So it's funny. I don't know if I kept the game running for like 3 weeks or something. I don't know.
I have like literal thousands of hours in the game, and I there's very little I can say that's good about it outside of the fact that they created my favorite character in video games. Period.
I think it's a neat thing to say. It's cool to hear somebody who has put more hours and time into a game and be like, yeah, you know what, this has a lot of flaws, but like you enjoy it obviously to a certain extent. 'Cause why would you keep playing it unless you're
Mhm.
you got problems or something?
Yeah. And since that's the same game as Joe, I'll go to my next one, just to keep the ball rolling on hate.
Hmm.
Resident Evil and Silent Hill. If it wasn't for you two, they would not be on my radar at all. I'm just not like a fan of the genre. Horror games aren't my thing. I like the Resident Evil and Silent Hill movies,
Yeah.
like for what they are. Uh, but I would never play the games if it wasn't for you guys. And I put on a nice face. And like your son bringing you a crayon drawing. You're like, that's great. I really like this. Let's talk about this for a while. But really, in the back of my mind, I'm like,
Please
I
shut
I
up.
got nothing. Like it's a game. It's got some spookies. It's got some thrills. Controls are
And then
terrible.
like the dumbest little teaser for Silent Hill comes out, and me and Brad just start like screaming,
Yeah.
and
Pretty much.
Bravo's just sitting there like, "Guys, please stop! You're embarrassing me."
Yay. This is a
So
quiet hill. Here we go.
I will actually defend what you're saying when it comes to like the older games of like Silent Hill and Resident Evil.
Mhm.
If you didn't grow up and you enjoy that playstyle, it's definitely something that's
You don't really
get
get
into.
into it late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
like super
yeah,
niche.
hear me out. Joe has gifted me RE5, and we're gonna play through that. And the guys have promised me that that is more of the actiony, shoot 'em up, pow pow thriller kind of a game. So perhaps there's some hope there. But what is it? 1 out of 7 games.
Well,
Really?
if you want even more action, you just play 6. And, like if 5's not enough
Oh
action for
man.
you, we'll give you more.
Okay. All right.
So the the only issue with 5, which I do like 5. Joe and I played through it
Yeah,
not
we had
long
a lot of
ago.
fun playing it.
The but the issue going into it that I can see is if you haven't played
What's up,
like
mate?
Resident Evil 4, for
Okay.
example, um,
Okay.
the controls are a little dated. And for somebody who, you're gonna go in there thinking like maybe like Gears of War, right? Like, hey, right stick moves around, aim and stuff, left stick is, moving my character, and it's not really that.
Yeah, you're like stationary aiming. You
It's
can't.
basically um it's basically tank controls in like a third person camera. So yeah, it takes some used to like time to get used to it. I know like if I go right now and play Resident Evil 4, it'll take me like the first chapter or two to like get back into that groove, getting used to the
Dude,
controls.
playing Resident Evil 4 on PC is absolutely the weirdest control feeling I've ever had.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, they're remaking it soon, so
I know. But that's why I was like, oh, I
uh,
need to go play the original because I need to be fresh.
Yeah, but
And then it'll be like 9 months later when it comes out, I'll be like, oh, I need to play it a month before it comes out because I need to be actual fresh.
yeah, but your crazy communities like, they need to stick to the OG controls because this. Don't change a thing.
If it was up to me, we would still be in like fixed camera angle tank controls.
They put
I
3
think
garlics
that's
on the plate. 3 garlics. Ah.
that's Diablo.
Yeah.
Keep that
there's
out of here.
listen, there's definitely I wish that they would have the series kind of split up into 3 sections and they would like rotate per year. Obviously this is asking a lot, but I wish there was like the FPS side, so you've got like Resident Evil 7 and 8 for the people that like that. Then you've got the third person action style of, you can say like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3, all that stuff. Well, we don't really like talk about Resident Evil 3. And then the isometric old school, like Resident Evil 1's remake on GameCube.
I
Like,
just think it'd be so cool. Like
it'd definitely
the
be
fact
cool.
that they're adding the third person to like Resident Evil 8, I think is a big step. But I think it'd be so cool to have like an unlockable mode if you get through on the hardest difficulty instead of getting like an infinite ammo gun. Like they could
Yeah.
even give you that, and then they give you like the fixed camera angle version of the same game as
It
an
would be,
unlockable mode.
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure that's a lot of work to make, actually work in the game. But man,
But
talk
is it?
about I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know how it would like affect the I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like it would affect like some of the AI aspects of it.
It's either a
Um,
lot of work or like an
No work.
intern's like a couple of
yeah.
days worth of work. Like
Or they're
Yeah.
like assigning the job to me.
yeah.
But while we're on the topic of Resident Evil, that's my next one I was going to talk about too. But
What?
I wasn't going to talk about like the mainline games, even though Resident Evil 6 sucks and that game just I don't like it, so we're not going to do that. I'm talking about like the
Mm.
side games. So like Operation Raccoon City, and I'd even go as far as to say the Revelation games and like all those other side spins are all pretty garbage. But they have Resident Evil in the title, so I have played them all.
Yeah.
Besides Gaiden. I haven't played Gaiden yet.
I've played a little bit of, I believe, all of them. The only one I haven't actually touched is Umbrella Corps on PS4, which I don't even think has Resident Evil in the name. I
No,
think
it's
it's
just
literally
Umbrella
just
Corporation.
yeah,
But it's Resident Evil.
yeah. But that's kind of similar ones. Does that even count? It's like a third person action game or something.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Like multiplayer one is. But yeah, I mean, so
I
far I
like you
agree with
guys'
all of them.
honesty. Okay, I like it. I wasn't
All right,
sure if yours would make it to the list, so I'm glad it did. Glad it did.
I'm gonna go along with the same thing that we're talking about. I'm gonna throw in Silent Hill, Book of Memories.
Wrong. All wrong. It
Oh,
has
dude.
Silent Hill in the name. It's AAA, 10 out of 10.
Oh my gosh. So Silent Hill Book of Memories. Um, so I own the game, sadly, and
But
I've
you decided to ship it to
also
me.
very sadly played the game as well. And if you look at it on paper, it's the most Brad game you can almost imagine. It is basically a Diablo clone in the Silent Hill universe. And on paper, that's like, wow, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the most dull game I have ever played. I I can't believe people actually would play that game on purpose.
I
Um,
plan to. And I'm going to make sure I love everything about it and talk to Brad in depth.
so I'm pretty sure I didn't even get. I think there's like 5 characters or 6 characters or something like that in the game, or it's something like the chapters are named after a person. So it'll be like if there's Joe chapter 1, right? There would be like it'll be Joe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then go to the next person.
Mm.
I didn't get through the first character name, like whatever it was. That's how rough it was for me.
You insult me with your mere existence.
My it's rough, but
I'm about
most
to
of the
ship
other
this
games,
Vita back to you just so you finish it.
I don't know about that. If I get it back, I'll just be like, this was shipped to the wrong person. I don't know who Brad Newlander. They don't live here,
Never heard of him.
so no, not at all. But yeah, so let's hear another one from you, Bravo.
All right. Ark Survival Evolved. There's not a single person I've ever met who's not like, this is an amazing concept. Like, dinos and survival and stuff. This sounds great. You can go tame dinos and whatnot. But when I say terrible execution, I mean just, ugh. I am ashamed that I have given this company my money. I hate how horrible the game was created. Like, so many bugs and whatnot. And like, whenever I first learned of the game, I saw through like gloss goggles, right, or beer goggles. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I love everything. I'm taming this T-Rex right now. It's
I'm
freaking
riding
awesome.
a T-Rex.
And then like slowly, like cuts by 1,000 paper cuts, just slowly, just cutting away at me. And then my favorite dragon that was like super high level because we modded it so you could go above the level cap and everything. And I was fighting a big old long neck, and the game decided to glitch out, and it clipped inside the body of the long neck, and I died because I was inside the long neck as well. So I die. I grab my fastest flyer. I fly back, and I couldn't DPS the long neck down fast enough. So I just watched like this basically invulnerable dragon just get its health bar, just murdered it. And I rage quit the game, and I said that I would never go back to it. And then
you went
the
back to it.
squad started up a server, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. You know, I went and I played a little bit, maybe put like 10, 15 hours into it.
You
Just
put more than that into
just
it.
couldn't do it. I did not. I did not.
You played a fair bit with those.
No.
I think that's the story of our group. I'll never play this again, and they played.
Then somebody mentions it, like Terraria, which Nick just talks about it. He goes, "Oh, kind of feeling Terraria." Boom, server up. We're all playing.
Yeah. So that's my next game.
Yeah,
I would second that.
You gonna go off that one too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Put that as number 3 on my list.
Yeah, I would say that Ark wouldn't even have been like it blindsided me, right? Like I started playing the game ignorant to the situation, and then over time I'm like, how is this, how is this possible that somebody can release something and then have the audacity to go out and release another game and like clearly no intent to go back and fix the problems they had. I don't know, whatever.
To top it off, they've already released another game that whenever it released, you could literally just like scroll up on the main menu and you would go into Ark and just play Ark.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is a different game. This is about pirates.
Just reskinned it.
Yeah. And literally just released like the same game. So that's why Ark is 500 gigs to download, because it's 2 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put that on my list as well, because that game is so cool. And I don't even like dinosaurs. Like, I could care less. But the game's just so fun. And those games, like, the worst part about it is the first time playing it is like the only time that it's truly fun and not like a grind. Because once you know what you're doing and what you need, like, you don't have the fun of exploration. Like, the maps, when I first got into it, I was scared of like everything. So I'm like hiding behind little rocks from these little compy dinos that are like 2 feet tall, because a group of them tore me up the first time. And now I just look at them and like laugh, and I just go sprint past the T-Rex and I'm like, hey, what's up? See you next time. And there's like no fear. But I'll get Arc 2, especially because I believe it's coming to Game Pass right away. So that'll be the way I end up playing it. But I wouldn't pay more than like $20 tops to play one of their games again.
Yep, I will not be giving them money unless somehow, miraculously, they have fixed all their problems and it's been several months and the entire community's like, this is a perfect game. And I would be like, you can have $40 when the game's on sale.
They got a full No Man's Sky.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Who's next? What's happening?
All
I'm
right.
out, so it's Brad.
Should I talk about the elephant in the room?
Yes.
Oh.
All right. I'll talk about Diablo Immortal.
You mean Diablo Immoral? Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah. The joke that everybody throws around. So we did a video on the game day one. And I think obviously the only reason why I'm playing the game is because of the name. And when I say I'm playing the game, I mean I'm hobbling my way through the story as slow as you possibly can imagine, because it's just not good. The game felt pretty decent for the first day, I would say, because they didn't hinder your progression through the story. Once you start to hit the level restrictions, mainly, I would say, it really starts to hurt, like, because they're forcing you to do other activities such as bounties, like in Diablo 3, but they're like actually forcing you to do it, right? So you got the bounties in Diablo 3, you got Elder Rifts, you've got these challenge rifts, you have there's like monster essence that you collect. It's all it's stupid. I hate it. And then top it off, obviously, the absolute horrendous microtransactions in the game. It it sucks. I wish what they did, because the sad thing is the story's not bad. It's cool to see that they, gave a little love to some of the like fan favorite Diablo 2 characters. Like you could see Charcy the blacksmith. You could see Akara again from, right in Act 1 town from Diablo 2. It's just cool. You get to see a couple of the areas again from Diablo 2 as a fan from Diablo 2, right? Um, but this definitely should have just been a expansion to Diablo 3. Take all the microtransactions out, throw like a $20 to $40 price tag on it, and possibly a new class or two.
And
Call
release
it a
it all
day.
on mobile.
And honestly, I don't know why they don't just release Diablo 3 on mobile. Like playing it plays very well for a like it is by far the smoothest mobile game I've ever played. Like for an action RPG. And it's like, wow, this could work. I could see it. I mean, if this could run on it, Diablo 3 could easily run on it. It's a 10-year-old game, to be honest. Uh, it's kind of, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But I'm still trying to just get through the story. Like that's the end goal for me, and it's like pulling teeth out.
I can't
It's
wait till you
rough.
get to like the very like 59 before 60 or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
please give us $1 to
The
proceed.
I will tell you the game actually hits some paywall, like almost paywalls. Like it literally hits you like a brick. Like there'll be times that you're fighting and for absolutely no reason the normal enemies will be slapping you so hard, like for like 1/10 of your health, and you're like surrounded. It's just like these are just regular enemies. They're not even special mobs. They're not anything crazy, and they want you to do the other content like the bounties and stuff to level up and get the gear, but it's like arbitrary. Like it doesn't even make any sense.
Yep.
It's really strange.
Yep.
It's dumb. So
I've stuck to my word, and I have not touched this game since we did the video.
listen. I don't think anybody should touch the game. And this, I'm literally one of the. I might not be the biggest Diablo fan, but I am
Oh
a
no.
pretty dang big Diablo fan, and I can't recommend it. Like, if you're looking for something, if you want to try it, I guess, like, and you wanted to see like what a decent ARPG would feel like on a phone, literally play it for 5 levels, 6 levels, and then just uninstall it because then they're gonna instantly start throwing the microtransaction at your face. I mean, we were saying like there is some cool areas like that one glass floor with a like
Yeah,
that
that area
demon
was
dude.
really cool.
There's just it's sad. It honestly is sad, but I don't feel bad for Blizzard at all. Like they've got a real bad reputation now. They went from like the top like company in, the game world to almost the bottom now. And it seems like it's happened in like the past 2 years. But I see it in Hearthstone too. It's like same exact thing. They're just nickel and diming everybody now.
Yeah. I saw that they made 24 million in the first 2 weeks from Diablo
24 million.
Immortal.
I 24 here's and this is the bad thing about it. And we'll move on because this isn't about Diablo. It is a absolute garbage game, but it just shows like this game, these people, the mobile players don't care. They don't care. This is like the norm to them. It isn't anything new to pay a lot of money to get the gear, to level up, to do this, to do that, whatever. But I can't believe that a company with the reputation that they have would go this route. And it's probably because everybody that had I don't know, the old values of Blizzard have left.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's basically just Activision. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm pretty scared about Diablo 4, honestly. It looks great, but I am absolutely petrified of what's going to happen to that game.
It does.
Yeah, I'm not touching it until I hear somebody beat it without a microtransaction.
I'll buy in a day once, I'll tell you. I'll
It
have
does,
that bad boy
yeah.
pre-ordered as soon as they make it available.
Yeah, it looks good, and they actually are attempting end game loop that is that sounds promising for me. But I'm probably not gonna buy it unless not gonna buy it day one, but like a couple days afterwards, somebody's gonna have a review, posted that they got it early access for 40 hours and blah blah blah. Like that, I'll make my decision then, and probably based off what Brad says as well.
I'm waiting for when, the guys like Mr. Llama who speedrun like Diablo 2 and whatnot. Like he's a very good person to judge it off of because at least for me, because obviously Diablo 2 is the favorite for me. So he's judging it very harshly. Like he goes through these like the videos and whatnot they've released in detail, and he's like, that looks like a giant fruit roll-up rolling across the ground. There's a necromancer skill, and it's like a blood like wave that goes across the ground, and it looks like a fruit roll-up going across the ground. It's pretty funny, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't have the highest hopes. I'm sure there's going to be some pay stuff. I don't know if it's going to be pay to win. Sure, there's going to be like cosmetics and whatnot, but that stuff is the least of my concerns right now.
Yep.
So, all right, I talked enough. That was the giant elephant, obviously.
Yep. So big old elephant.
I'm out because I didn't know we were doing a list. I thought we were all kind of just picking one.
Come on, you've been in this group for over a year now. You don't know that I'm always gonna make a list. We don't have to do lists. I just kind of make lists. It's easy for me to talk about stuff. So I've got 2 games left. I'll be relatively quick.
Rattle them.
The next one is perhaps a little bit of surprise. Terraria. Hear me out. I am not a fan of the UI and the 2D scale of the game. It's really hard for my eyes to track things in that game, and I have I don't know, I don't have a lot of energy in my eyes. I get tired and then I can't focus, and Terraria is just terrible on my eyes. So I would not have picked it up if it wasn't for the friends that I originally played it with and are still playing it with. I still struggle with it. Like sometimes I look away from the game and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna go cry over there, because I can't see. That's pretty much all I have about that one. Like I said, quick.
I'm not a
It
huge
like
fan
a
of
garbage
Terraria.
game. It just sounds like you have some issues with it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Because Terraria is awesome.
It's not a garbage game, okay, but it's not something that I would play if it wasn't for the people that I played it with.
There's a lot of games that fall in the category of I wouldn't play it except friends played it, so I got roped in.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty common with friends though. It's just like whatever. I mean, my final game is 100% that. And you guys, I feel like could guess it pretty easily.
Nickelodeon Smash.
That game is actually dumpster trash. I just want to let you know. What? I tried to play it again. Holy
You're just
crap.
wrong and stupid.
That game is bad.
What changed your mind about that now?
We've played it on the Switch. I was like, all right, it's kind of cool. It doesn't control good. It does not control well at all. It doesn't I think what it is Smash Bros is just such a high level compared to other games. It's really hard for me to be take anything other than that quality. Have you ever played there's a game called Slap City. I believe it's only on Steam. So they're the people that made the Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl. It's kind of like Mimi Smash Bros. There's no real characters in it that are known at all. It plays the same way. It's not.
Maybe I'm just not super critical of it, but I played it quite a bit more than you guys.
I think what it is,
I enjoyed it.
I won't. I found for myself playing. You can only play those games with friends, right? Where when I was a kid, obviously, I used to play like Smash Bros, like the single player content in Smash Bros. I think a lot of people were that way. Now, I couldn't play Smash Bros right now unless I had like a friend come over or something.
For sure.
It's kind of the same thing with like Mario Party, right? Mario Party is a great game, but I play like talk about like a weird thing to very depressing thought actually. Imagine playing Mario Party by yourself, like just sitting by yourself in the house, like playing Mario Party.
Are you guys targeting me? Like, do you guys have something to say? Because I have no problem playing Smash or Mario Party
Yeah,
alone.
this is actually this is our kind of convention.
I have personally played.
What's the deal here?
Yeah, I've played Smash alone quite a bit because I didn't want to play against other people because they're like gods at the game compared to me. So I played the campaign until I got tired of the campaign because it was kind of like it was just cheesy. Like once you beat a certain amount of the levels, you go into a level and you're like, oh, I just need this item to like instant win this campaign, you know, like, and that's
yeah. I'm like actually pretty triggered and feel targeted here, so
good.
I like this whole.
Do you play Mario Party by yourself, Joe?
I have played Mario Party by myself.
I'm talking about like, do you play it now?
I don't think you can.
Like if you popped in like an N64 Mario Party in recent times.
Oh yeah, I will without a doubt play it by myself.
That's weird, bro.
Yeah, you're weird.
The mini games are just fun.
You're weird.
Damn about
that probably explains why Joe's so good at all the mini games because he like secretly plays them.
So Mario Kart Double
Dash.
Mario Kart Double Dash came with the like the demo disc for that one Mario Party, and you can play a bunch of the mini games. I literally will just play that disc by itself.
There actually, I think there's a 3DS game that's literally just like 100 of the best mini games, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow,
just a decent idea. Like if you,
yeah, I mean,
that's honestly that's a better idea I think than the board game stuff. The board game stuff's.
I just want you guys to know to at me next time that you want to try talking crap.
The catch-up mechanics in that game are ridiculous.
Not saying they're bad games. I'm saying
what if I just don't have friends? Am I not supposed to play fun games?
Wouldn't play it without
plenty
that
of fun
one
games.
What are you guys trying to tell me here?
I'm telling you, like, for your own mental well-being, don't play Mario Party by yourself.
Yeah.
Why?
Just ask somebody to play with you.
If you're going to play Mario Party by yourself, make sure you have like something to catch the tears coming down your eyes. You're probably listening to some depressing music and like I have no friends.
I only listen to Taylor Swift when I play it.
In the arms
That's the way to go.
Angel.
You're gonna get copyright struck.
Like actually, I will go in and just play mini games because I just find them really fun, and they're like quick. So if I have like 10 minutes before I need to do something, I have no problem just going in and playing Mario Party mini games by myself. Especially the little penguin ice running one. That's my absolute favorite mini game.
When I was a kid, I'd play them by myself. There was actually like a single player campaign in Mario Party 1 I remember playing through.
Yeah. And
or whatever.
I mean Smash, like I'm not very good at it. So I literally play on like level 2 bots out of 10 and struggle to get through like the main like I don't know what they call it, the Smash where you fight the hand at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just have a blast.
So basically we got in a real tangent.
Yeah, I know. Okay. You guys called me out in front of everyone.
It's hilarious.
We got on a tangent. The game that I was going to talk about was League of Legends. So
wrong and stupid because it's the most popular game of all time.
It doesn't matter if it's popular.
I'm pretty sure every single human being on this
everybody
planet
who's played it will also agree it's garbage. But...
Like garbage game, I wouldn't play it if it wasn't for
The only
This
reason why I
strange
play-
attraction.
person-
I don't.
This person sucked me in, and I'm stuck.
I don't know why I
Yeah.
keep going back to it.
I hate everything about it.
Is this what
Smite.
heroin is
It's just
like? Like I
Smite,
hate it,
but a different game.
It's Smite, but like produced better.
Yeah. So my thing is, I don't care for the game at all. But every once in a blue moon, they'll
We somehow swindle them.
they'll basically swindle me somehow, and I'll get my Mundo out,
Your
and I'll hate
Mundo
my life
skin.
for 45 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing this again for another 6 months at least.
And then I yell at him, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he tells me I steal his minion kills, whatever they're called. I don't know. I'm stealing
Yep.
them.
Perfect. You
And,
nailed it. You're a pro.
Minus
Yeah.
see your
Joe's
Worlds
just
this year?
mags them too good.
All
Do you want to
right.
go to see Worlds with us for League of Legends?
Do what?
Go to League Worlds with us this year?
No, I got other things coming up probably.
I have an appointment anywhere else.
oh God.
When does it land?
It's-
Yeah, I'm real busy.
Yeah, they're doing group stages around the country so they can get as much money as they can. But anyways, my last game is Pokemon.
All right,
Just
I'm
like
out.
all the Pokemon games. Here's the thing.
Imagine playing Pokemon alone. Like, how sad
When-
would you have to be to play that game alone?
When I was
I
a
get the
kid,
Pokemon people.
when I was a kid, like everybody else, it was like, at the tippity top. Everybody's playing it, everybody's talking about it. You're battling your friends, you're buying the card game, you're buying the McDonald's kids meals for the little Pokeballs. You're doing everything. And then
You're buying the Burger King gold cards.
over time, the
Wait, Fluxing over here. What the hell?
the Pokemon stonks just kind of dwindled for me, where the developers just made one poor decision after another. Part of the poor decisions is just literally just making the exact same game in a different region and continuously like pumping out Pokemon that I understand less and less, like some kind of doggone boomer. And
You don't like the garbage pile Pokemon or the?
I don't want the lamp Pokemon. I don't.
Keys.
Take out the lamp Pokemon. Give me more evolutions of the first 400. I don't know. Like, just stop.
My favorite like new gen Pokemon. I don't even know what gen we're on. Like 27 is literally the ice cream cone because everybody hates it, and I think it's super funny looking.
It's
The best
ridiculous.
Pokemon is from the newest game, and it's the fat pig named Lechonk. That is by far the
Yeah.
best Pokemon they've made
Look,
in probably 10 years.
yeah, the new Pokemon game coming out, you got the 4-player co-op. I might have to actually shell some money out to play with the boys, but
Oh my god, Lechonk is awesome. I have a new favorite Pokemon.
I don't understand. Like they could double dip with all of their games, or like kind of like what you were saying, Brad, where like you wish Resident Evil would have like a horror game. Every other year they produce a horror game, and then the opposite years they produce like a thriller, like shoot 'em up game. Well, Pokemon should be like, here's the stuff for your children, like the young kids without any blood and gore and any of that stuff. And then here's the one for the people who grew up with freaking Pokemon and don't want you to like dumb the game down and say, we want to focus away from battles and we want to focus away from this, and like all these weird decisions and terrible game choices. I'm done with
I
it.
just get like a Pokemon game where it's basically just Stardew Valley, and I just run like a farm full of Pokemon, like pushing plows and like I don't. What if I don't want to be a battle trainer? What if I just kind of want to be
That's
like?
fine, bro.
You just want to be the breeder.
That's
Yeah.
fine because that would be a different game. Okay? It
So-
would be...
What
Like, I
are
want
the last
Pikachu
games
to
you guys
just-
played?
What are the last what?
Last Pokemon,
Yeah, the last Pokemon games you've played.
Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if that one. What about? You played Sword and Shield, right? That was the last one.
I
that
played
was-
Sword
Okay.
because it had
What about-
Sif.
Yeah. I've played Sword or Shield on a friend's thing, but I haven't bought a new Pokemon game since I think like Ruby Red or whatever.
Yeah. So my least favorite aspect of the new games is they are also going away from like I feel like the center of the game should always be like what you do is collect the Pokemon. Like isn't that like the whole point of catch 'em all, right? And it's like they add so much to the stuff that I don't care about of and I know maybe it's just me, and I'm sure it is because I don't care about like changing my avatar. It's like there's whole shopping districts and you can buy stickers for your Pokeballs. And you could do this, that. I get it, but it's like they're like putting a lot of I feel like resources towards this stuff when to me it's like listen, just give me my character. I don't care if I'm playing as a person or I could be an alien or whatever it is.
Give me a
Just
little sprite of a white box, and I'm
yeah,
happy.
just let me roam around and catch these animals and just train them up and have fun. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I really wish that they would kind of hone their. Well, I'm curious about the new gen. I am curious because it does look like it could be a cool
It looks like
mixture.
Lechonk might be the strongest
Le-
Pokemon ever.
Lechonk is by far the best, and if he evolves, there's like a whole thing on Reddit when he first was
I know.
shown.
I'm just reading about theories about him.
Yeah, they're like it better be Lithic. I'm ta- I was talking to my buddy who he's a huge Pokemon fan, like one of the biggest Pokemon fans. And I told him about Lechonk, and I'm like, this I literally might buy the game because of this one Pokemon. Literally
It's gonna be
might
my
buy.
main Pokemon.
Yeah, and he's like, if you don't have 6 of them in your team, and that's all you're roaming with, I'm like, you sparked my interest. There's a chance I do this.
As long as it's not like basically a Magikarp, it's probably gonna become my favorite Pokemon.
It's probably I'm taking a wild guess because I think it's gonna be an early normal Pokemon. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a Rattata.
Yep.
So which
Fine. Give them to me early. Let me start leveling that bad boy.
yeah, that's good for me. You know, give me him a level like 4 golden. But I will agree. The newer Pokemon games I feel like have definitely lost their luster. But the OG stuff, I don't know what it is. I still absolutely love them.
That's nostalgia though. Like I would play the OG stuff because like I've got memories. I've got nostalgia.
Yeah, it probably is 100% what it is. Man, I think back of like red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, up pretty much up to like heart gold, soul silver, which is because they're remakes of gold and silver.
I think that was the last one I played before Sword was Gold,
Yeah, I freaking love it.
and I
I
didn't care that much. I just give me Fire Red, and I'm happy. That's literally all I want.
that
No
is the
crazy
best one.
Pokemon.
And then they tease us. They make Let's Go Pikachu
Don't talk to me.
remake of Yellow with Pokemon Go mechanics. It's so bad.
Such
Anyways.
bad. And on that depressing note, I am done.
Yep, we're done.
We're done.
I think that's it.
I think we're gonna go have a nice group cry right now.
Let's
Yeah.
let's go have a nice group cry. If you want to join the cry on Twitter, it's envision_org. If you made it this far, drop a comment. Tell us how absolutely in love you are. And have a nice day. Join the Discord even. Anyways, I've got a cry building up, so let's go do that. Catch you next time.